A new certificate signing request can be generated as fast as this. That's all it takes, one command. But in order for this command to work, it needs an INF file. Let's see what this INF file is and how it can be used to speed up your certificate renewal process. Let's start by answering the what is an INF file question. An INF file in this context is a file that holds information about your QlikSense server and certificate preferences. It's essentially just a text file that you can use to jot down all the relevant information you need to request a new certificate. The idea is that with that information saved to the INF file, you won't have to remember it or search for it every time you need to renew your certificates. That's all it is. It's very convenient and it saves a bunch of time. So let's see how you can create one. The first step is to open up a blank Notepad app and paste the template text in it. Next, in the subject line here, in the CN property, you'll need to specify the fully qualified domain name, or FQDN, of your QlikSense server. FQDN is just a combination of the server name and the components of the domain that your server is part of. You can find the server name and the domain information by bringing up the server manager and going to the local server tab. Here's the name of your server and the domain information. So go ahead and replace the CN value with the name of your server and the domain components. You can also populate other details like the OU, which is the organizational units, O, which is the name of your company, and so on. But all those are optional. The CN value is the only one that's required. I do have those other values on the side here, so I'll just paste them over. But if you won't be populating them, just go ahead and delete them. The FriendlyName parameter is also optional. If you're curious, let me bring up the certificates console and I'll show you where it's used. So here. These are the local computer certificates, and this is a certificate that was generated earlier with the help of the INF file. The FriendlyName is right here. It's nice to have. I'll call mine Qlik Sans test because this is my test server. And just like with the subject properties, if you won't be using the FriendlyName parameter, make sure to delete it. Next is the exportable flag. You can set it to either true or false. Setting it to true means you will be able to back up the private key of the certificate and restore it on a different machine. It's useful if you need to either recover or migrate your QlikSense server to a different machine. If you set it to false, you won't be able to back up the private key. I like to make the private key of my QlikSense servers exportable since I like the flexibility of being able to use a certificate on a new server if I need to recover my server on a different machine. The downside of setting the private key to be exportable is that it's a bit of a security risk. If a private key is stolen or misplaced, that means that someone can impersonate your QlikSense server. So be very careful when backing up and storing your private key. Lastly, you'll need to provide the FQDN and any server alias names that you have available on your server. If you don't know whether your server has an alias, you can check in with the team that handles the DNS server at your company. They'll be able to tell you if your server has an alias and what that alias is. The important thing here is that the fully qualified domain name of your server must be the first value here. If it's not, the certificate won't work. So I'll go ahead and replace this first DNS value with the FQDN of this server, the same one that's in the subject line. Then next one will be just the server name. Third will be the FQDN again, but I'll have the alias name of the server name, or instead of the server name. And lastly, I'll just have the server alias name. If you don't have the server alias or don't care to populate it, just populate the first two DNS values, and then delete the bottom two and get rid of this ampersand sign. Okay, so those are all the values that you'll need to change. The encryption and hashing algorithm and key size, all of those settings don't need to be changed. You can change them, of course, if your company has different preferences, but those are the ones that I use for my clicks and servers, and they work fine. Now, once you have the values populated, you will need to go to the File menu and select the Save As option. Then go to the directory where you would like to save the file. Then type in the name of the file followed by .inf. That's the file extension. And switch the Save As type to be all files. Then click the Save button. This will create an INF file for your server. Okay, so now that you have INF file created, let's see how you can use it to generate a certificate signing request or a CSR. So go to the directory where you saved your INF file. I saved mine here. Right-click the address bar and select the copy address option. Next, launch the command prompt as an admin and type in cd space double quotes, then right-click on the command prompt window to paste the address that you copied earlier and type another double quote, and then hit enter. Okay, so now that your command prompt is in the directory where your INF file is located, copy and paste the following command to generate the CSR. Now, before you run it, replace this INF underscore file underscore name with the actual name of your INF file. In my case, that's qs-test-ce-01.inf. And replace also the CSR underscore file underscore name with whatever you want to call your CSR file, which this command will generate. I'll call mine qs-test-ce-01.csr. Then hit the enter key. And that does it. This here is your CSR. You can send it over to your certification authority and they'll create a certificate for your ClickSense server. Now, the best part is that with the INF file created, you won't have to remember the names or aliases or encryption key sizes or algorithms. The next time you need to renew your certificate, you'll just open up the command prompt, run this command, and you will have a brand new CSR created specifically for your server. And you can send it over to the certification authority to get a new certificate generated. It'll be a few seconds and you're done. So that's the INF file and how you can use it to speed up your certificate renewal process. That's all I have for you today. Come back tomorrow for more Qlik Sense admin tips and insights.